This is a bit of a different one. Normally I talk about bicycles, especially building bicycles and riding bicycles. But in today's video, I want to talk about something that is really important to me and that I see more and more on social media. And I think we need to talk about it. So this thing that I want to talk to you about is the relationship between cyclists and other road users, in particular drivers, car drivers and lorry drivers. I have seen recently on social media more and more incidents involving cyclists, and in some cases, unfortunately, those cyclists ended up losing their lives. And what really struck me is that in the comment section is not about being empathetic or giving the support to the family of that person that lost their life, but it's more about blaming the cyclists, that they shouldn't be on the road, that they should use a cycle path, that they ride two abreast, that they ride in the middle of the road. And then it becomes a game of blame. And I am tired of it, really, and I just want to put this message out there just to make you think about it. It's not a video to rant about car drivers, and it's not a video to praise every single cyclist out there. This video is more like a video to make both cyclists and drivers think about the consequences of their actions. The most recent accident that I have seen on Facebook happened in Italy, and I think it happened either today or yesterday, and it involved a 73-year-old car driver and 6 cyclists. Apparently, this man passed the cyclists aggressively beeping the horn at them and complaining about the amount of space they were taking on the road. One of the cyclists answered back aggressively again, probably swearing or with gestures, it's not very clear. So then the car stopped, the man put into reverse and decided to run over 4 of these cyclists, sending them to hospital, one of them in quite critical conditions. Luckily, the man was caught and he handed himself in. Well, this case is an extreme case, but you see them every day. You see really close passes, you see people really angrily beeping their horn at cyclists shouting at cars, and I've seen an increase in the last few years of people actually losing their lives on the roads. And again, down in the comment, it's just a game of blame of whose fault was that, and they shouldn't be there, they shouldn't have done that. I am a cyclist and I am also a driver, so I see both points of view. And I don't think there is any need of all the hate that I can see in the comments. As I said, this video is not to give the blame to the drivers, because cyclists are not perfect, but is more to give you awareness and to hopefully open your mind about what's on the other side as well. So for a start, I'd like to answer a few of the common misconceptions or beliefs that I can see in the comments, in the posts about the accidents. And to start, I'd like to talk about the use of the cycle lanes. In some cases around the country, there might be some great cycle lanes and we can use them and they are well maintained and they are just brilliant. But in most cases, that's not the situation. In most cases, the cycle lane are badly maintained, full of potholes, full of debris, with often glasses, rubbish, gravel, pedestrians, and they pose a higher risk to the cyclist of puncturing and having accidents and fall off the bike. Often those cycle lane, they have to stop every few hundred meters to pass across a road. And if you're out there training, they really are not ideal, and they're not safe as well. They are safe more for leisure riding if you go in and out of town. So we cycle on the road, and it is completely legal. There is no law in the UK that tells you that cyclists are not allowed on the road. So I want to go to the next point, which is why cyclists go two abreast. The highway code advises cyclists to ride two abreast because, for a start, if you think about it, if you've got 6 cyclists riding on a single lane and you want to pass them, they are basically the length of a bus. Where if they actually go two abreast, yes, they use a little bit more space width-wide, they may use more of the lane, but actually the length of it will be like a big car or a van, and it would make the maneuver of passing them a lot shorter. The main reason why the highway code actually advises cyclists to ride two abreast is to make them more visible. There has been many instances where cars try to pass cyclists in places where they're not sure if they fit or not. So if you're two abreast, you diminish the chances of that happening. The third point is, why don't cyclists just skip left and they ride in the middle of the road? So again, going back to the highway code, it is recommended to cyclists to actually ride at 50 centimeters from the side of the road, mainly because the first bit of the road is full of debris, gravel, possibly fragments of glass, potholes, drainage, and it kind of poses more of a risk. And as we know, the road in the UK are not the best maintained. They've got a lot of potholes and often they're just dangerous. So as a cyclist, you kind of need to avoid those potholes. Also, in some cases, there might be a blind turn, or there might be an island in the middle of the road, and you might not see it from the car behind the cyclist. But if I see it as a cyclist, I don't want you to start the overtaking maneuver in that kind of situation. So for my safety, I will probably move in the middle of the road to not allow you to do an unsafe overtake, for example. So those are the main 3 points that I constantly see in the comment and people really get very angry about. But I just wanted to clarify that there is some valid reasons why cyclists do that. However, there are behaviors that often cyclists should improve as well. For example, if you are riding slowly and you've got a lorry behind you or you've got a huge queue of cars, just look around you. If there is a little bit of a lay-by, just turn in, slow down a few seconds, let the cars go, and when they go, just thank them to be patiently waiting behind you. You've lost a few seconds on your ride, but you can just keep going after that, and you made the life of those drivers a lot easier. When you ride in a group, I've seen times where cyclists just get chatting in a group, and in some occasions they invaded the opposite lane. That's absolutely unnecessary. It is a great risk for you and for the drivers and for the other road users in general. If a car, for example, has been waiting behind you and then it make a safe pass and it gives you plenty of space, just raise your hand and say thank you. It doesn't cost you anything, and it probably will make that person in that car feel a bit better, and most of the time they would thank you back as well. And ultimately, if a car passes you close or beeps at you angrily or shouts at you, just let it go. There is no valid reason to challenge that kind of behavior there and then. You don't know who's behind the wheel of that car, and you're putting yourself in a vulnerable position, and it's just not worth it. As car drivers, we can also do better. So if you see a cyclist or a group of cyclists, give them space, give them time, and make sure that when you pass it, you do it safely. Make sure you do it in a piece of road where there is plenty of space to do so, and don't put other people's lives at risk. Often what helps as well is when you approach a group of cyclists, just beep your horn a little bit just to make them aware that you are there, because often when you're on the bike you don't hear a car behind you, especially nowadays with a lot of electric cars on the road. Ultimately, I think you need to realize that those people riding bicycles could be fathers, sons, mothers, daughters, could be anybody. And they might have a family at home waiting for them. They might just have finished work and just ride home and just look forward to see their family for dinner. They might just be out there training for something important. And the same works for the car drivers. It doesn't mean that the person that is behind the wheel of that car is automatically a bad person. Maybe they just had a really bad day. Maybe they just had a really bad news. Or maybe they are just rushing to go home to their family. Or maybe in some cases they are just really nervous about passing you because they are new drivers and they don't know how much space to give you or how to do it properly. So just be considerate and help them. Make your intention clear and give them the opportunities to pass you safely when you're able to do so. So this is my view about this issue. I don't believe cyclists on the road. I don't believe drivers on the road. We both are allowed on it and we should share it in a civilized manner. I hope this video gives you some food for thought. And if you're a driver, let me know what you think about it. Let me know your point of view down in the comment. If you're a cyclist as well, let me know down in the comment your point of view, your experiences, and what you think about it. And if you're both, again, just give me your point of view down below and let's start a debate and a conversation down in the comment. The only thing I ask you is please keep it respectful. There is no reason to be disrespectful and to have a go at each other. This video is meant to just open your mind a bit and make you understand the point of view of the other group of people on the road. At the end of the day, we all use the road, we all make mistakes, and we all get frustrated. And we all want to get home safely. So look after each other, give each other some space, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.